Les interviews du doc, c'est maintenant sur Vinyl Time.
Salut. Le morceau c'est Alive et on a la chance ce soir d'avoir le batteur historique de Frontline, Ray of Light, Stephan Bayerlein. Stephan, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's a great pleasure, honor to speak with one of my favorite drummers for Frontline since so many time, and we coming back with Salut. Stephan, thank you so much for your time this Sunday evening. Congratulations to join us. So my first question, Stephan, is where comes the idea of Salut?
First off, salute everybody. Bonsoir, good evening. Well, the idea of salute is coming from that background. It was originally, we came up with the title to after Robby had left us, so to speak, as a final salute to Robby. That was the first idea we were putting behind the idea of salute. And also at the same time, salute is a synonym for to welcome a positive future, so to speak. It's both, you know. It's regarding Robby, regarding the past, you know, which is a sad story actually, but also we want to look positive forward into the future, and it's salute to welcome the future that is ahead of us, you know.
Voilà, vous avez compris les amis, alors c'est un grand plaisir d'échanger ce soir avec Stephan parce que vous l'avez compris, cet album qui vient de sortir, alors c'est la suite d'un album, on va dire, que Frontline aurait pu faire à un moment donné. Bien sûr, comme vous le savez, et ben ni plus ni moins que comment s'appelle-t-il là, pardon, Robby Boebel nous a quittés, et donc c'est aussi Salut. C'est aussi un grand coucou à Robby, c'est aussi l'avenir du groupe, c'est aussi l'avenir de la musique. On va parler bien sûr de ce grand chanteur qui a rejoint Ray of Light, qui s'appelle Gregg Cromack, qui est le chanteur qui remplace Robby. Et puis on va parler aussi du guitariste Jörg Wartmann qui a rejoint le groupe. Tout ça est encadré avec l'ami Thomas Bauer qui était déjà dans Frontline, et Stephan qui joue de la batterie. Stephan, it's look like when I discover Ray of Light, when I receive the promo, I just discover like something with coming just after the first release of Frontline. Same energy, same songs, same big songs, a lot of fun on this album. It looks like the second album of Frontline, not the first one of Ray of Light. So I'm pretty sure you work a little bit, no, not a little bit, you work a lot with Robby before he passing, but you said this is a salute for Robby, but it's clearly a salute for all the music that you create all together during all this year, no?
You're absolutely right. It's having the same energy, the same drive, and that was the intention. And when Robby and myself, when we had a long conversation, and we said, okay, we're gonna do that again together. We're gonna reunite Frontline. The initial idea to reunite Frontline and not to start Ray of Light, but then it took a whole different direction with the name and everything because of certain reasons. But we had this conversation and we said, let's just continue where we ended up like 25 or whatever, or 30 almost years ago with the State of Rock. Mm-hmm. And because back then, when I left the band, when I left Frontline, we were obviously not really able to, you know, to continue or to carry both of our visions, you know. And then suddenly, after those decades later, we said, let's continue where we ended with the Frontline State of Rock. Let's put a lot of energy into it, create great songs, you know. And when Robby and myself, and we played together, it was almost, it was kind of magical thing, you know. It was on the State of Rock, as well as there are a lot of Robby guitars on the Frontline album. You can hear that, you know, the stuff the two of us created, and it carries a special stamp, a special DNA, and this was the intention. And obviously, the mission was accomplished with the Ray of Light album.
Ouais, bah vous l'avez compris les amis, hein, on en parlait à l'instant. Quand vous écoutez le premier album de Frontline et que vous écoutez Ray of Light, vous avez l'impression de retrouver la suite de Frontline. Alors comme le dit Stephan, bah ils ont beaucoup travaillé les guitares. Il y a beaucoup d'énergie, de très bonnes chansons. Il y a la DNA à l'intérieur, hein, vous l'avez compris, qui appartient à ce groupe, à ce que faisait Robby. Et puis l'ensemble de ce grand travail fait ce premier Salute, les amis, Salute, qui est vraiment un grand clin d'œil à la vie de Robby, à la création artistique de Frontline, et puis au travail qui a été fait par les différents membres de ce groupe. Stephan, maybe we have to open the chapter of the new singer who is coming and with replace Robby, of course, is Gregg Cromack, who is coming from the UK. I think it's a great. You speak just right now about alchemy, about DNA, but Gregg is look like the person who is clearly joined the band. I would like to say without any problems, without any doubt, because it's clearly the guys with sing like Robby, and he just makes some difference, but it's clearly the good guy at the right place, no?
Well, let me put it that way. It's Gregg was. I found Gregg more or less accidentally, you know, and it's the perfect match for us. I mean, Gregg was, to be honest, kind of like the singer I was always looking for my entire life, more or less. He's having that voice, that that raspy, rough voice. At the same time, he's carrying all those melodies, and it got balls to it, you know. Mm-hmm. But also he can sing the high notes, and I mean, not to forget, I totally like Gregg. He's a very nice person, and as I said, I discovered him accidentally on social media, you know, and maybe it was just not. It was not accidentally. Someone sent me Gregg. This is what I think. It had to happen that way, you know. And he's the perfect guy for us. We get along very good. We have the same sense of humor and the same quality, the same taste of music, and it's just a perfect match, I think.
Bah voilà, vous l'avez compris. Alors pour continuer Ray of Light, le groupe, hein, puisque Robby nous a quitté en 2022, il fallait trouver un chanteur. Alors comme le dit Stephan, c'était un petit peu par défaut, par erreur. Voilà, on peut mettre tout ce qu'on veut derrière, qu'a été découvert Gregg, parce qu'en fait ils les connaissaient pas, mais ils ont échangé par les réseaux sociaux, ils ont écouté un peu ce que se faisait. Et puis comme le dit Stephan, c'était quand même l'occasion d'avoir le bon chanteur qu'il fallait. Il en avait croisé beaucoup, mais là il est vraiment très content du travail, de ce qu'il a amené. Et vous l'avez compris, il y a une tonalité qui est très très forte entre eux. Il y a un travail qui est très très fort entre eux. Ça match, comme diraient certains, super. Et on adore cette voix de Gregg qui nous a amené quelque chose. Stephan, another point, you have one song with called Frontline. It's clearly the end of one story, Frontline, and the beginning of Ray of Light, because I'm pretty sure you have in your mind to share some. I hope, of course, I cross my finger, to share some songs live right now on Ray of Light, and maybe you have to share a little bit some Frontline. So, what is the plan after that, Stephan? Because, of course, it's a huge release right now. You have a lot of review, and the next step is, I'm pretty sure, to see you somewhere on stage.
Yes, it's this is what we are actually just right now more and more we're talking about, because it's a question that is popping up basically from everywhere based on the incredible feedback we're getting, and this is why people they expect us, of course, to put that on stage. And we were just thinking about ideas and possibilities, and it's basically about possibilities, you know. Going in a club, setting up a set, playing live, I mean, this is easy to do, but we're not 20 years old anymore, you know. And we were, no idea, we were driving to Belgium or something, and we're like 200 people setting up the stuff, and then we're leaving again. It's got to be the Ray of Light music is got to be put into the right frame, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, sonically as well as the visual aspect, and it's got to be, you know, put into on the right stages, and also we want to present it the right way, and we're just
figuring out certain possibilities like festivals and stuff, or opening slots for a bigger band. This is what we're just having in mind. I cannot say exactly when this is going to happen, but we want to do it, and we will. This is on our bucket list, on our to-do list. And it's what I said earlier is, when you put an album out is one thing, and when you get all the incredible feedback and people when they love it, and it's nice to read about it, and we're really happy. But on the other hand, it's the cream of the cake to finally put it on stage and let the people participate. On the energy and communicate directly with the people on stage or from the stage with the audience, and have a direct response. This is a whole different feel.
Ah, voilà les amis, alors la question qui venait, c'était effectivement, il y a un morceau qui s'appelle Frontline, on aimerait bien écouter beaucoup de titres de Ray of Light, on aimerait bien aussi réécouter en sur scène des morceaux de Frontline. Alors comme le dit Stephan, c'est step by step, il y a idée bien sûr de pouvoir faire des concerts, de pouvoir rejouer, c'est dans leur to-do list, on va dire, c'est de pouvoir trouver des concerts, des premières parties, aller faire quelques festivals peut-être. Tiens, Kirian, if you want, I know you are listening to me, maybe Malmö Festival 2026, it would be great, no? Let me know, Karian, hein? Let me know. Ah voilà, donc on pourrait effectivement retrouver le groupe quelque part. Il faut travailler, il va falloir effectivement préparer les titres, mais comme il le dit, après avoir sorti un si bon album qui s'appelle Salut, je vous le rappelle, la crème sur le gâteau, comme il le dit, c'est effectivement de pouvoir donner des concerts, aller partager, aller voir les gens en direct, et d'aller faire du très bon live. Et je pense qu'avec Ray of Light, il y a effectivement matière à faire un très très bon album, un très très bon concert, pardon. Another questions regarding Stephan, the production of this first Salut. The song is amazing. So where is coming this amazing sounds for this production of Salut?
Have you said the song or the sound?
The songs. All the songs. The songs are so urge. The production is so urge. It's really, it's really brilliant.
Well, it was just obviously everything we did was kind of a long way. It was not just that we were pressing buttons, you're sitting there writing songs, mixing it, faders up, and then the record was done and delivered. It didn't happen that way. And because we started the record with Robby. And Robby was the guy, he wrote a lot of the songs, and he was the technical guy in charge of, mixing and stuff. But I remember the conversation I had with Robby when we spoke about the final mix of the album. Mm-hmm. Usually Robby did all his previous projects. Robby was doing the final mixes, and Robby said, not I didn't bring up the issue. Robby said that, he said, Stephan, when the two of us, when we start working together, I'm not doing the mix. I'm out of here, because he said, because otherwise you will be complaining about this and that. And we were just trying to avoid to have arguments, what we had like in the past. and we knew where, those points are, where we can basically, what can cause an argument. And then Robby said, no, I'm not doing the mix. An outside person has got to do it. And then, but we ended up, Robby passed away, and and then I sat here, carrying alone, more or less, the responsibility to somehow, of course, together with all the other guys, but I made that promise to Robby even. I said, we're going to finish the album, and I'm going to do it. No matter what it takes. And then I tried different people. We had mixes of the album already, which will never see the light of day because I was not satisfied. And I'm a perfectionist. Sometimes I like to go like 120% instead of like 95 or something. And sometimes I even overdo things, but the result is worth it. And then we got Varty in the picture, our new guitar player, and that was really. That was so easy to work with Varty because we carry the same DNA, we like the same music. He's got it, and the guy, Varty is a professional musician. He's running a studio, and Varty sent me the first mix of one track, and it was perfect. And then we continued simply, and then it was about Varty doing the mixes and me guiding it into the right direction, sometimes complaining about bits and pieces. And this is how we came up with the sound. We didn't even need, we have 4 people in the band. This is maybe important to know. we have 4 people. We don't need anybody from outside, you know.
Ben voilà les amis, vous l'avez compris, hein, comme le dit Stéphane. Alors pour le coup, le son, il a été fait, alors, il était imaginé à l'époque avec Robby quand ils ont commencé l'album, juste avant que Robby décède bien sûr. Et puis comme le dit Stéphane, il est un puriste. Alors il a essayé de faire effectivement le meilleur son possible. Il s'est mis à fond dans le travail. Et puis il y a aussi le fait du travail des 4 membres du groupe, hein, notamment le nouveau guitariste Jörg Wartmann qui amène aussi de la très grande qualité. Et puis on a effectivement ce son qui est incroyable, le gros travail qui a été fait de son sur ça amène des morceaux incroyables. Comme il le dit, le premier morceau qui a été échangé sur le mix, il était nickel. Voilà, donc ils ont continué dans ce sens, ce qui fait qu'on a un son massif. Vraiment, c'est vraiment un son brut, un son qu'on aime sur ce style de musique qu'on adore. Et on retrouve dans sa lutte, bien sûr, le travail de Robby à l'époque, plus le travail de Stephan, de Gregg, de Jörg et puis bien sûr de Thomas, tout ça mixé de main de maître pour avoir un son mais fabuleux sur cet album Salut. Now, Stephan, maybe one word about the I would like to say the 90 and so on, because you're playing since so many time right now. You see a different way of this music business right now. What is the most difficult for you as a musician? Because you have, of course, a lot of things. We have a lot of CD, vinyl, and something like that with Frontline, and we're coming back like a young band, by the way, in 2025 with Ray of Light. What is the most difficult for you to maybe to share the music, to have some, I don't know, some interviews, something like this? What is in 2025 the most difficult between this year and the beginning of your career as a musician?
Well, let's start with 2025. This is maybe, well, not easy to describe, but the most difficult thing nowadays is to be seen, to get exposure out there between all the stuff that is out there. You know, there is this saying, I think, I don't know if that is, I'm saying that correct. You cannot see the forest for the trees. You know, there are so many trees that you cannot see the forest anymore. You know, there is so much product out there, and honestly, I mean, you just described us as a new band, which we aren't really. I mean, without the Frontline background, it would be not twice, it would be 5 times as difficult. This is what I figure now. I totally underestimated Frontline over the last decades, and it was becoming that myth, you know, that mystical thing that got bigger and bigger over the years, or over the last 2.5 or whatever decades. But that gives me the platform, you know, to speak, like, for example, to you tonight. It's we're not really new. We have a brand new name, but it's based on an established thing that we luckily did back, not really back in the day, but a long time ago. And this is what we're participating from nowadays. And back then it was easier in a way that there were not that many, you know, media possibilities. There were not that many bands. It was just, if you did a great album back then, people saw you, you know. And I just recently, I had an interview with Vanessa Warwick. You might know her from MTV, the Headbangers Ball host, you know, Vanessa. And I mean, I have to be so grateful to her that she back in the day, that she played our video. I flew myself personally to London, put it on her desk. She could remember that. We spoke a couple of days ago about that. And that opened a lot of doors for us. And only with that, I mean, we were put on the map kind of worldwide. But this is not happening nowadays anymore. Those media possibilities, they're missing. It's that you don't have MTV anymore, which is good and which is, well, it's got its advantages and disadvantages, but the point is we have too much stuff nowadays, and it takes until the good stuff is going to be seen or heard out there by the people. But I have one saying, and this is something I always trusted in. I said to the guys in my band, I said, even when we had our doubts, I said, good quality of music, talking about music, is like water. Water will always find its way. And this is the same goes for good music. People will discover it. They start talking about it. No matter what you do, it maybe takes a little bit longer. You know, that's the quintessential message. You know.
Voilà, vous l'avez compris. Alors, on parlait un petit peu de l'évolution de la musique dans les années 90 et puis bien sûr là maintenant 2025. La plus grande difficulté, comme le dit Stephan, c'est de pouvoir partager sur les réseaux notamment parce qu'aujourd'hui c'est beaucoup les réseaux. Et puis comme il le dit aussi, c'est un grand clin d'œil. Il y a eu Vanessa de MTV qui est revenue vers eux pour leur faire une interview et dans le laps de temps, ils ont pu redécouvrir des choses des années 90. Si on fait de la bonne musique, comme le dit Stephan, c'est comme de l'eau, ça déçoive bien. Voilà, si vous avez compris un petit peu le clin d'œil de Stephan là-dessus. En tout cas, moi je vous invite les amis, si vous voulez découvrir un nouvel album d'un groupe fantastique qui s'appelle Ray of Light. L'album s'appelle Salut. Il fait notamment référence bien sûr au chanteur Robby, chanteur-guitariste Robby qui nous a quittés en 2022, mais qui est toujours présent sur ces Ray of Light. Découvrez donc cet album, il est facilement disponible via le site du groupe, vous pouvez le commander. Stephan, before we ending, I know that you are totally fluent in French now, so so you have to prepare.
Just getting warmed up.
You have to prepare some word in French now. By the way, Stephan, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. It's with a great pleasure and honor to speak about Ray of Life, the memory of Robby, and all the good stuff that you have right now on your back to coming back on stage. Stephan, before we ending, do you have a message for the listener with discover maybe this salute today and maybe discover Ray of Light and maybe just after Frontline?
Yeah, at first I would like to, of course, thank all the people who are listening or liking our music, the Frontline stuff as well as the Ray of Light stuff. And I really want to say that we really looking forward to put this on stage. I mean, really, and to see all the people out there, no matter what cities, and it's this is something we're really looking forward, and want to thank everybody for their support. Merci beaucoup in France.
Yeah.
You just said I have to say some words in French, and I mean actually I speak fluently French, but I'm hiding it. You know, we were just let me explain that real quick. French is my superpower. This is what Gregg, my singer, just recently said. It's an internal joke, but yeah, thank you and. Thanks for having me on your show, and I'm really looking forward to see, hopefully in France. Soon.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I see you somewhere because I'm flying to see you. If it's not in France, in the UK or maybe in Sweden or in Belgium, I don't know, but maybe in your country. But I'm pretty sure I would like to see you on stage. So now, Stephan, maybe we can listen Last Day. What do you think?
Last Day?
Yeah.
Very special song.
So let's go for Last Day. Allez, c'est parti les amis, on écoute tout de suite Last Day en direct dans l'Astral. On remercie une nouvelle fois Stephan d'avoir été avec nous.